welcome to New Game Plus. I'm Tim, I'm joined by Kirsty. How are you?
I'm very excited. We've got some really cool coverage coming up. I mean, I love conventions.
Yeah.
And right now, PAX Australia is really starting to get serious. Like now all the panel submissions are coming in, etc. So everybody's just really starting to talk about, what's going to happen at PAX this year?
What everyone's doing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really, really exciting just to hear kind of what people are really looking to see.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've also got EBX coming up in October as well. So we've got more chat coming up about that. So it's just so exciting. I don't know. It's a really exciting time considering it's a bit of a lull in video games. Yeah. So nobody has anything else to do except gossip about events that are coming up.
Yes. And of course, these are like big conventions. So you can see upcoming games at these conventions.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's a bit of a rarity for Australians to get to see that sort of stuff, but it's exciting.
It is very exciting. It's also exciting because we've just come off San Diego Comic-Con as we go to film. So all of the news that came out of that, like, of course, the new Wonder Woman was released.
Yeah.
What did you think of the new Wonder Woman, Timmy?
I don't know. She could be a bit more buff.
And that's, you know what, that was actually really common consensus. I heard that, you know, she needed to be more musculature. I kind of got a bit sick of all the comparisons of her and other female superheroes that are wearing like lots of clothes.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't compare Wonder Woman because that's her comic book outfit. So he'd be burned if he didn't do the comic book outfit, but he's being burned because he did the comic book outfit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's been really exciting as well. So just nerddom is like embracing itself at the moment. It's crazy.
It's good. We've got some news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con as well. The Korra game looks cool as well. Can't wait.
So
Korra, best thing Nickelodeon's done in ages.
Oh, they're bringing back Ambi Beavers apparently.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yep, Gag It, and Norb, they're coming back. So, who knows?
But we've got games this episode as
well.
We
promise.
A big review for this week is Sniper Elite 3.
Yes, and be ready to sit down for 3 hours. Like, that game's serious business. Plus, of course, we've got some Oz Comic-Con coverage. Yep. But let's go into our first review of One Piece.
Now, Shane, do you like Monster Hunter?
Yes.
Do you like One Piece?
Yes.
Boy, do I have a game for you, because One Piece Unlimited World Red.
Yep, that's right. I do.
So from this point onwards, it'll be referred to as One Piece Monster Hunter.
Right.
Has just come out, and it's One Piece Monster Hunter.
Yes.
You have a hub world. The guys crash land. They're in a hub world. They've got to help, fix the island, and off they go on their merry little way.
Because it's Luffy, because he can't say no.
Basically.
Yep.
So, but it does have other elements to it more than just Monster Hunter. To be absolutely fair,
it has Dynasty Warriors too.
It does. It has a fair bit of Dynasty Warriors, and so it's a little bit funny that they've already made a Dynasty Warriors game, but then they decided to make a Monster Hunter game
with
Dynasty Warriors.
Yep.
So it wouldn't be too hard to transfer it over.
No.
But at the same time, it's still a pretty fun romp. Like, you spend a lot of levels fighting like the smaller guys.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get lost in the map, though. The map is pretty bad. Then you come across the big bosses. They're obviously done by an arts team similar to like the guy who writes it.
Well, let's not go there because all the females look the same anyway.
Yeah,
but if we talk about the game, there are a few things that are kind of a little bit broken. Ranged characters are pretty much all broken.
Yeah, broken tier.
If you want to kill like a boss, just go to Usopp. It's fine. There's also if you your character's nearly dead and you want the XP for the boss or anything, just swap characters. They don't get hurt anymore.
They can't. Once they're controlled by the computer, they cannot be hurt.
Yeah.
It's a very broken mechanic,
yeah.
and you can heal them while you're broken. The drop-in, drop-out co-op's pretty cool. Like that, it's a cool element. As far as the game itself goes, if you like Monster Hunter, you like One Piece, it's a pretty simple addition. There's probably less of a challenge than there is in a traditional Monster Hunter game.
Yeah.
But for running around, for romping through characters and stuff like that, it's great fun. You probably do have to be a One Piece fan though to put up with the very non-existent story and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think most standout thing for me was the music, though.
Yeah, no, that's a fair call. So, I guess it's another one that's a love affair for the fans. At the same time, it's still pretty fun. So maybe give it a look. Maybe let you borrow it off your friend or something like that. Actually, we're not allowed to say that, are we?
Let's go back in time.
So we're really hitting the jackpot of no's with you, Timmy. We're ticking a lot of boxes of it's anime, it's Dynasty Warriors styling. Considering we talked about, we actually reviewed a Dynasty Warriors game last week.
Yeah.
We're back with One Piece.
Yeah, this certainly looks like one of those games that you really have to watch the TV show to understand. And given that it's based on somewhere story based in the series, you have to watch at least a certain amount. It just Just no.
Did you do you realize how many episodes there are of One Piece?
Many,
like 600 episodes. Yeah. So it's not even a case of like, say, Full Metal Alchemist, where it's like, oh yeah, it's a 52 episode season, so it's only like 26. You know, it's only like half a day of hardcore watching. This is like 300, 400 episodes.
But then there's like Dragon Ball Z, and it's so many episodes as well.
Yeah,
so.
But see, the great thing about Dragon Ball Z is like The Bold and the Beautiful. So you can watch every like 15 to 20 episodes, and you know what's going on. Like, you don't miss a bit.
It's still like the same thing is happening.
It's still
in those
happening,
15 to 20
it's recycling the same story. Whereas One Piece, to an extent, by its nature, has to have some recurring tropes.
Yeah.
But generally, like I haven't watched much of One Piece, but that I've seen is like, yeah, if I miss 2 or 3 episodes, I have to go back and watch those 2 or 3 episodes. Because the other good thing about One Piece is it is really big on referencing like to obscure episodes like 100 episodes ago as well.
Yeah.
So there's going to be these references that you just don't get because if you didn't see those episodes with that whale or with that shark or with that friend he made, like the Naruto essence comes through here.
Yeah, and unless you're really picking out those things, I mean, you're not really going to enjoy the game
and
unless you're super into like Monster Hunter / Dynasty Warriors.
But it's a very Japanese thing, isn't it? It's the whole tie-ins. It's you love this anime, you're going to love this game, and we're going to make this game really tailored to your anime loving. Sorry, Timmy.
Now, I'm all for iPad games that don't force you to pay microtransactions, because we all love microtransactions. So then Surprise Attack announced they're going to release a game with a dude. It's going to be like a side-scrolling platformer, inspired with a bit of Limbo, a bit of Braid. Hey, cool, I can play that. It sounds a lot of fun, and I don't have to play microtransactions. You're already winning me over. Then they released Oscura Second Shadow. So basically the game follows very simple side-scrolling platform mechanics. And when I say simple, there are some kind of puzzly moments where you're like, oh, I wonder what's going on here. Very akin to Limbo. The controls handle very well for a game on the iPad. Again, my love of buttons will always exceed my love of touchscreens because touchscreens aren't even close to the point yet where they're reliable enough. But for this game, it tends to work really, really well. You've got your jump, your double jump mechanics. You've got a bit of a time slow thing there as well, a la Braid. And for what it's worth, it's a very, very simple game. It's good to see a game come out in today's age that doesn't just force you to keep paying, an extra $1 to play or an extra $2 for levels and blah, 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 blah. Though that said, it does have a bit of an upfront cost, which is obviously a bit strange in this game. Well, is it worth playing? Well, if you like Limbo, if you like those kind of side-scrolling platformers, then definitely. There's going to be enough here for you that you're going to take away and say, hey, this was fun. There was enough here that made it worth my purchase. But if it's not your thing, if you really fiddly about your controls, if you've had enough of side-scrolling platformers, well, then your mileage may vary, as I love to say. But that said, it is good to see there are still some games coming out that don't force you to keep using your credit card.
Welcome to Oz Comic Con Melbourne 2014. I'm with Matt. What are you so excited for?
So excited for Super Smash Brothers. Let's just get it out of the way. I know there's a fair amount of comic books, fair amount of movies, and a celebration of cosplay and culture, but I just want Smash.
So let's go in and start smashing!
We're here at Oz Comic Con 2014. How you doing, Kirsty?
Yeah, good. We are standing here, of course, at the Nintendo booth where for the first time in the world outside of E3, we have Smash Brothers playable.
It was a fantastic surprise, really, along with Hyrule Warriors, things like that, Mario Kart 8. We also have a first look, Australia first, at Super Smash Brothers for 3DS and Wii U.
And that's the best thing. So we've had, of course, to play both the Wii U and the 3DS version. And I have to say, 3DS version took a bit of getting used to for me control-wise.
No C-stick, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
It's a bit weird, but once you get into the mechanics of things as well, you still got your smash attacks, still got your jumps, there's plenty of controls, grabs, shields, everything. Smash Run is a lot of fun as well. It's trying to think of the most polite way possible. It's a neat little distraction from the actual fighting, and it's really good, and it runs incredibly well. Almost everything runs at a silky smooth 60 frames, so you're not missing out on much at all.
And the other great thing as well is if you play Kirby Fighters on Kirby's Triple Deluxe, which we did, it's a really good practice to get you used to playing Smash Brothers.
So it comes out on October the 4th in Australia, so just before the release of Super Smash, which happens in summer. So we got to wait a little while, but I mean, we got to play it just before. So what did you think of it?
I thought it was really good. Coming from Brawl, the speed issue has definitely been addressed. So the characters felt like they moved faster. However, I don't know, it seemed a bit flashy at times. I actually got a bit confused as to what was going on.
Some of the animations, yeah, it was a bit superfluous. Some of the stuff's like, what's this animation doing here? What's this animation doing there? But it shows like Bandai Namco as well as Nintendo's look for detail. So their attention to detail is superb. Runs like a little mix between faster than Brawl, slower than Melee. So it's good to see that little compromise going and have an identity of its own. But yeah, I mean, like everything else, like it's competitive, it's fantastic. We tried the GameCube controller with the adapter.
Oh my gosh, the one thing I have to say, it looks so fantastic. Like I can't even stress how beautiful it looks on a television. That high definition graphics have actually really brought something to the table.
First time in high definition, so there you go, guys. Now another thing, which is a huge surprise, aside from Smash Brothers being the toast of the town, Hyrule Warriors. So now Hyrule Warriors is like the take on Zelda by the Dynasty Warriors crew. So, you know, Koei Tecmo, it's fantastic. So a lot of people think, oh, here we go again, it's not a true Zelda game, it's going to be a button mash happy fest. It isn't. It's definitely, you do have a fair few items that you need to utilize. So the dongos, they hate bombs. So you use those, and then you just go to town on them. So there's still a bit of button mashing happening, but it's definitely not unwarranted.
I think the fact that there are long lines just to play Hyrule Warriors at the same stage where you can play Smash Brothers really is a testament to how popular this game is looking and how great it looks on the TV as well.
It's a bit of a contrast to the internet going, oh, grown, here we go again, another Dynasty Warriors game, like I said before, but I'm playing it myself. Sure, it runs at 30 frames, but I can't wait to see more of it when it hits September 20th.
Yeah, so I think this has been a fantastic opportunity to see what Nintendo's kind of coming out with and how excited we can both possibly be.
Great show, Nintendo. Great show.
Street Pass.
Street Pass time.
So I am here with Aaron Ashmore, who has been on basically every cult show ever. Is that about sum it up?
I do the rounds, yes. Yeah.
So how did you prepare for such an iconic role as Jimmy Olsen?
Well, I mean, just growing up, I saw obviously the movies and I'd read a ton of comic books, so it's not even preparation where I knew that I was going to play the role. I just sort of enjoyed Superman and the series, so it all sort of sinks in. And talking to the creators of the show, like they said, hey, like we don't want you to play too much of what you've seen. We're going to kind of develop a character a little bit, based on just like what this guy's going to be in Smallville. So just really played what they had on the page and in the scripts, and just kind of went from there.
Now, with your character on Fringe, Fringe, not Friends and Fringe, that'd be a weird show.
I would have loved to have done Friends. A little too young, I think, but
possibly. Well, is it weird playing a character on a show and then getting really into the show?
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, did you hear that yesterday? Yeah. So I did the show and I liked it. I'd seen some episodes, but then starting from the beginning and watching it, it was incredible to just be like, but I'm glad I wasn't such a fan of it when I did it, because I think I would have just nerded out. You know what I mean? I would have just been like, oh my God, it's alternate versions of it. You know what I mean? It would have been I would have nerded out and it probably would have been weird. So I kind of like doing it that way, like doing it and then becoming a huge fan of it after the fact.
That's good.
Yeah.
So with your character in Warehouse 13, how did you prepare to become Jinx? Like, what did you do?
Well, I didn't really have to do too much, to be honest with you. I mean, again, it's with TV shows. I mean, it's really on the page. They sort of, like TV shows, they really write for what they want you to do and what you want to play. And the really cool thing about the creators of Warehouse 13 is that they really sort of got to know us as people and actors, and then really wrote to our strengths, what we did, and really what was working. Sometimes TV shows, they'll just kind of write, they know what they want the character to be, they'll just write this arc. But I think for everybody on that show, they sort of wrote to our strengths and really used our personalities in the characters. So I'm obviously a cranky bugger. And so they're like, yeah, we'll write Steve as a real cranky dude. So there you go.
So super cranky, a little bit gay. Would that describe you quite accurately?
That's exactly me, yes.
Great, well, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great con.
Thank you very much.
So we've hit the end of Oz Comic Con 2014. What did you really enjoy, Matt?
Let's just get it out of the way. Smash again. Let's just go with that. Hyrule Warriors, I was hugely surprised by, and just the whole cosplay culture as well. Everything was just so welcoming. So everyone was welcome with opening arms.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic atmosphere.
It was heaps of fun, and we can't wait for Oz Comic Con 2015.
See you next year.
Welcome to week 12 of our Roccat and Computers Australia competition. Timmy, what do we have this week?
This week we have the Isku keyboard. Now we've given one of these away before. So this time we're having a look at the thumbstick keys down the bottom. So we've got 3 extra macro keys just below the space bar that you can bind whatever you like to, because your thumb generally isn't doing much. It's just pressing the space bar, and usually that's jump. So it's not very useful. So you can use your thumb for something else this time.
I think that's pretty cool. So we've got there's 3 of them too, so it's not just the one. So it's also, you don't accidentally, don't put anything too important in case you accidentally hit it, because we're making a joke about the GG button.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of awkward.
Make a macro for GG, just so you don't have to go enter GG enter.
How good is that? Like, see, this is thought. They put real thought into this. Anyway, so to enter this competition and win this keyboard, of course, enter in 25 words or less. Number 1, what is the name of these 3 keys that are underneath the spacebar on the Isku keyboard? And number 2, on the theme of superheroes, since we've had some cons and, of course, the Wonder Woman movie coming out, if you could have a thumb-based superpower, what would it be and what would it do?
Yeah.
So, because like I said, you don't use your thumbs that much, it's all by the web on the wrists and stuff like that. So thumb-based superpower, 25 words or less, thumb-based superpower, what are the name of the keys? Enter contest at newgameplus.tv, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Get entering and win an Isku keyboard.
You're saying they got their hands on a compound that selectively kills humans and nothing else?
It's not a compound, an element.
This is on you. You know that, don't you? They weren't after us, they were after you and SC. Because you were operating here on our soil.
People 8-10 kilometers away are being affected.
Your bold move. Send a team in, destroy the deposits, and nab whoever it is that's mining the stuff.
Couldn't find out what he was carrying, but found out where it came from. He says it's sourced from a place that no one will go. He says it's sourced from hell.
Well, it's interesting to see that this is still going ahead after Microsoft cleared out 12,000 employees to do with this.
So it was just like, you know what? Nah.
Yeah.
And then just kind of flushed it all.
So all like the TV stuff is gone, but Halo is their biggest franchise.
Well,
so
they've kept a couple. They've kept a couple of their kind of the games to TV or their movie productions, and Halo, of course.
Yeah.
They're not going to flush that down the drain. And this is the product that they showed off.
It seems a bit strange. It's like, it's a compound that only kills humans. No, it's an element. Suspense. I don't know. We'll see. I pretty much just want to watch it to see how the Halo weapons are interpreted.
Well, I mean, the games were pretty realistic, in terms of the graphics were quite realistic. So I am looking forward to seeing its interpretation actually in real life, and also to see, watch it in 2 years' time and see how badly it dates. With Star Wars movies.
If it's any better than that, there was a short series on Halo, and that was fantastic.
Yeah.
So if it's better than that, I think they've achieved victory. But if not, just.
It is Ridley
small
Scott.
Independent guys to do it.
It is Ridley Scott. So there is, a little bit of weight, a little bit of Hollywood weight behind it. He does make good films. So I am interested to see. We haven't had a video games adaptation in a while. And this is going to be a TV series as well. So,
hopefully it's good.
Now, it's a double up for us this week, Shane.
Yes, it is.
But it's important that I have you here for probably the most stealthy game that's come out since Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Why is that for?
Well, let's be honest. Your stealth skills are to be absolutely admired, in the sense that you continue to play stealth games while being so horrible at stealth games.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
So then you get a game like Sniper Elite that comes along, where basically you play as a sniper.
American sniper.
American sniper in the North African campaign of World War II. Anyway, a continuity error. But basically, it's not a game that lets you get away with playing it run and gun.
No. I found that out.
You can, and like, I mean, even Metal Gear Solid to an extent, you can play that as a third-person shooter, and it's a very good third-person shooter.
Yeah.
The third-person shooting elements of this game are not great.
No.
Try and aim a gun, forget it. It's just not going to work for you. However, the sniping is pretty darn good.
Because it's called Sniper Elite. Who would have conquered?
Basically. So being able to set the customization is fantastic. So you can have literally one-to-one, easy enemies, full tactical advantage. I'll tell you what your enemies are up to, what you're doing. That's if you want to play it for the pretty pictures and the cool animations and stuff like that. Then you can go as pretty much from that to basically having to deal with no HUD, no alerts, full bullet drop, basically Coriolis effect because you're shooting from that distance, wind, all of these things that you have to consider suddenly without any assist. So being able to customize it from there to there is probably the best part of the game.
It is probably the best part, but then it comes into, I guess, the gameplay in the sense of the engine, the AI, the ragdoll physics. It's slightly funny.
It's funny,
But there are so many small kind of problems that add up together that can be
guys
big.
scripting into the one area, so there's like 4 guys there, but you can't headshot 4 of them because they technically don't exist. It's weird. Coming back from save files where suddenly everybody's alerted to you and you can't turn off the alerts.
Yep.
It's just broken, frustrating stuff. And fair enough, it's a Rebellion game, so you expect it. But yeah, my other big objection, if I can get serious for a moment here, is you've got Nazi kill cam.
Yeah.
Now, if you do what I do and you treat it like Skeletor being shot by He-Man, it's great fun.
Damn you, He-Man.
Damn you, He-Man. It's great. It's awesome fun.
Yeah.
But these are meant to be human beings. These are meant to be Nazis, fair call. And the Nazis weren't exactly nice people. But we shouldn't still be at the point where we're okay with killing them because they're the bad guys. And you get to see them destroyed. Literally destroyed.
Well, everyone's been killing everyone in games, but let's not go there because
No. But more my point is that you would never be able to get away with that if they were American. Like, you would never be able to play a game where you play a Russian guy sniping an American who splatters when you kill him. It just wouldn't happen. And to me, that's more of a concern than anything else. That said, if we're going to take it back, is it worthwhile? Is it fun? Yes, I like quoting Skeletor while I shoot people in the head from half a kilometre away. So for me, it's great.
And for the people that are watching, we like Jason making terrible jokes and just laughing at him while we're thinking that, we're laughing with him. And
Jesus Christ.
Oh, sorry.
Now, are you excited for Metal Gear Solid?
I'm very excited for Metal Gear Solid.
Because I think this is the game that gets you ready for Metal Gear Solid.
It does a little bit. Like, Metal Gear Solid, you can still, specifically the new ones, you can still go out, run and gun. I think this is even more of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you step out into the open, you're dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you kind of crawl back behind a rock or walk into a different section, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, where'd he go? And it's like literally a reset button.
Yep.
Like, that was a bit... look, I wouldn't say jarring, but there was a couple of obviously easy modes because you always need those kind of get out of jail free cards in modern games. Yeah. But certainly, if you do, you can take this game very seriously, and I like that in the modern shooters. You have your choice.
I love the original on the PS2 because you could do that co-op, set up in a mission like Berlin Square, go after a general, and you'd just be like stalking around, avoiding patrols. It was a lot of fun, and this seems to carry on it a bit. It is a little bit more over the top with the bullet cam.
That was pretty funny. That was very Metal Gear, not Metal Gear Rising. It's very Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like instantly, I was like,
the X-rays.
Yeah. That's what I got from it. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on to next week.
Next week, we've got a lot of MMOs.
Yes,
So the console MMO being Destiny, that just came out of beta. It didn't come out of beta. It was in beta, and we had a look at it, as well as WildStar, which is the new NCSoft game on PC.
Which is very exciting for you. Plus, of course, we will have some more event coverage. We've still got one of our guys over in America who's been visiting Heroes Con, so that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks as well, which is very exciting, considering we've been talking about San Diego Comic-Con and all this cool stuff that's going on. But don't forget also to check out our winners of all of our competitions. We have announced the winners for some of our Rock Out Weeks. Check it out on Facebook. But Timmy, wrap it up.
So visit our website, www.newgameplus.tv.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/newgameplus. Game Plus TV.
Follow our Twitters and Instagrams at New Game Plus TV.
And watch our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/New Game Plus TV.
Thank you, Kirsty.
Thank you, Timmy, and we'll see you guys next week.